Stewardess, and I'm just running through a quick recap of what myself, the main manager of promotions and scale of how this whole just a little introduction as to what's coming up with Interray Canon Visual Media, Autoverse not really, but I mean what's mainly behind the stories and the sonic sort of compositions and the outlet, like the outlines of the music. I'd like to first start off by detailing the 2019 arrival of The Dream. It was composed by Spiritual Scythe, my alias, and what is slightly going to get a slightly bit dark in its melody and a little bit classic tone. We're going back to the years of the very vintage sort of like style era of making music, which was in the 1980s and 1990s, classic music. I'd like to start off by announcing what's behind the video scenes of The Dream and The Dream Revisited, which are coming out in 2019, and video scenes filmed in Interray Canon Visual Media Studios. I myself have been working with film for pretty much just over 5 years, and it's not a great deal, but ever since 1997 I can kind of understand video was a big major key role in actually promoting a song, and right now we've only just started to assemble the works with a possible video with not just the three, Magnolia, Elemental Love and Save the Future, but mainly with The Dream and The Dream Revisited, which are going to be in the very old style film motion picture, style of picture, which is what we're going for. And we're not going for the sort of like the new tech can kind of make it look too too sort of like out there and polished, where we're not sort of going for that sort of look. It's the old style told a story, and this is exactly what we're doing now. As you can see from the very clip of The Dream Revisited, we're focusing on a very dark to silhouetted mood of a dark dream, and the motive behind the dream really, and The Dream Revisited, is about the torment that many people face in their lives, many people who don't really like to be mistreated in a sense where they're being cared for, and then neglect also happens. This is not sort of a story I have actually gone through myself, but in saying this, I've composed and I've been around several different backgrounds where people have told me stories, and I would put that into compositional melody. So to say, The Dream Revisited and The Dream reflect this particular event where a dream will happen because of a bad thing which happened in someone's life, and which can escalate obviously into mental health and all sorts. And I mean, from where A Comics are taking this off, A Comics actually are the lead founders of Comics of a Mental Nature, who really are doing well. They're starting with their first release of a comic book, which is Streets of Vietnam, and this is a more realistic tale of what actually, I presume it's just a fiction, but the real life locations of where Vietnam actually took place. This is something that viewers might be into after the Spiritual Scythe takes of the super spiritual comic, or the graphic novel and motion picture film, which comes out after the 18 Sonic releases of Spiritual Scythe, just before he turns into the close and allows Engage Sounds label to promote new artists. In saying this, the dark tales of motion picture tales and audio tales of Spiritual Scythe really entail just the darkness in human nature, and if you can relate to the darkness in human nature, then you too know that this life is just not quite what it seems. With the styles of music that are out there, they portray a different sort of side to the other. The reflection of the mirror is more daunting and more sort of like menacing than what most people would perceive in reality. So in saying this, The Dream Revisited and The Dream are going to be the two major key videos coming out from Canon Visual Media, Engage Sounds label as well, my independent record label, and A Comics established with MC Films. This is going to be quite a big project, but I mean, just going through what the backgrounds are, these are exactly what is entailed in the background stories of the audio. My name's Stuart Ayres, and I, in saying this, up to the running up of the Dream release, which we're looking at just the YouTube release for now. I'm not sure. I wouldn't think the commercial would actually play it or air it because of its darkness. So, in saying this is a more sort of like very vintage old. You could say it's along the old B-motion movies where they were so horrifying. It's horror. It's true horror. There's no gore or anything like that. It's just a particular story told within the sonic tale, and this is what A Comics have established with myself, Stuart Ayres, and the Spiritual Scythe audio. In saying this, I hope you enjoy the footage which you are now about to see of The Dream Revisited and others as well. Thank you very much.